For the second week in a row, the focus on releases was rookie groups and unknowns, but it doesn't mean there was nothing good to listen to, so let's talk about it. What is going on, everybody? My name is Nick from MWK Pop, and I want to welcome you back for another episode of the Hot Highlights. There wasn't one, last week I believe, but of course we're back and we're pumping out videos on normal schedule, so that is fantastic. And like I said, this week, just like the week before that, was all about rookie groups making their debuts and unknown groups, or groups with, with a very low profile in K-pop making a comeback as well. So that was fantastic. But just because they aren't known and they are not established in the industry doesn't mean that they're not putting out some fantastic music that everybody should listen to. So we're going to give you my 3 favorite songs of the week, and we're going to talk about a couple more. So let's get straight into it. We're going to kick off my 3 favorites of the week with the first ever comeback from Playback. And this girl group making a fantastically quick turnaround from their debut. I think they released their debut song, which was named Playback. So Playback released Playback for their debut single. And it was a very, very nice song. It was nice, it was summer, it was laid back, it was just a really, really nice song. And then they come back, I think 3 or 4 months later, to release this song featuring Eric Nam, and they have killed it once again. Again, they're sticking with their whole style of not being super crazy and aggressive. They're just laid back, making some really mellow music, and that is really, really awesome. I hope that they stick with it, that the company doesn't decide that they need to go and follow the cash and look for that big payday, because if Playback keeps doing what they're doing it really well. If they keep doing it though, they're gonna make a name for themselves. They're gonna carve out a pretty decent, I think that they will carve out a pretty decent and sustainable, audience in K-pop. And they will not, maybe they're not gonna be the biggest group in K-pop, but they will definitely be, a pretty decently known player. And we have to say that for their first comeback song, right, the inclusion of Eric Nam in the song as a featured artist who had probably the best vocal lines in the entire song. He was the one that made this song so awesome. If he wasn't in this song, I'm not entirely sure, how it would have sounded, but I really, really don't want to know what this song would have been like if he wasn't featured in it to sing, because his vocals were such a perfect fit. It is unbelievable. Just his lines were amazing, and they tied the girls' lines together perfectly, and they just cemented that to make it a really, really awesome song. So Playback with a really, really quick turnaround to give us their first ever comeback with a really, really awesome song. It was a lot of fun. It was really nice to listen to, and it kind of gives the feeling that, we're in transition from like summer to fall. So it's not so it's not really like, that crazy upbeat and happy, but it's also not dark and depressing like summer songs are. We're right in the middle of that somehow, and it's really, really nice. Another group making their first ever comeback is Purfles, who made their debut last year with their fantastic and amazingly upbeat and pretty aggressive sounding song called 1, 2, 3, or 3, 2, 1, I should say. I think it's 3, 2, 1. And they make their comeback not as quick as Playback has. It's been about 8 months since their debut, which we've seen, of course, groups make or girl groups specifically, who seem to pump out singles like nobody's business. We've seen them turn around and make their first comeback from their debut for another single really, really quickly, but Purfles and the company that they're signed to took their time, and I think that, whether or not the amount of time had anything to do with it or not, but they come back and they give us an absolutely fantastic song. They have changed up their style. They're not so, aggressive and, in your face with that pop sound, but they've gone for more of a vocal, not really a ballad, but I guess it's more of a pop ballad sort of song, and it's absolutely fantastic. They may not have hit any sort of crazy high notes. They didn't, the vocals weren't anything super crazy like, oh my god, that is amazing, I can't believe that she just did that sort of thing. But the thing is though, that the vocals are fantastic. Just like in their debut song, these girls, their strength is their vocals, or at least their vocal ability, and how that fits into the structure of the song, because of course they're not trying to do anything that is out of their skill limits. because we haven't heard anything that I was just like, ooh, that sounds really bad, and you're just trying way too hard to do something you cannot do yet. And that's fantastic. You know, sometimes you have to know your limits and your strengths and weaknesses and work into that and take advantage of it. Another strength that they've got, I guess you can say, is the fact that, you know, when you see groups that are going for a sexy style because sex sells, you see some groups, Stellar is the one group that I'm going to name that gets criticized the most for this being really, really, you know, obvious and, you know, some would say trashy sexy. Purfles, on the other hand, they're sexy, but they got charisma, and it's just like they got that attitude, right? They're not like super revealing, but at the same time, you get that whole, you know, sex appeal feeling from it, and that's really awesome. Like, that is the way that I want to see people in groups do that sexy style. I want them to do it with confidence and not be so, you know, trashy and obvious about it. You know, Purfles, not obvious really, but, you know, Stellar and other groups like that do use imagery and, you know, dress, wardrobe and stuff like that to make it really obvious what they're trying to do. Purfles, on the other hand, they didn't really do that so much in this music video, and I really, really like that. So, you know, I really wish that more groups would do that and, you know, say that, you know, I know that sex sells, but we don't have to go, you know, full on, you know, being super, you know, crazy over the top sexy. You know, there's a difference. It's a fine line, you know, it is a really, really fine line. And I think that Purfles has done it really, really fantastically. There's a lot of other groups that do it. And, you know, I'm going to say that you generally don't see this sort of, you know, visual style and the confidence that it's been done in with a rookie group like Purfles, and I think that's fantastic. It's really, really awesome. So Purfles, their first ever comeback, similar to Playback, just, you know, yet again, both of those groups making absolutely fantastic first comebacks, and I'm hoping that they don't change anything with what they're doing, because what they're doing is perfect. And even though it may or may not turn out to be a smash hit, and they will, you know, they might not have a song or something that goes viral, like along the lines of XID, which will see them become super popular, but they're going to be doing something that is fantastic. They're going to get some mad respect in the, you know, genre, and people are going to really, 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 really appreciate what they're doing, no matter how popular they are at any given point in time. So I hope that both of those companies stick with what they're doing, keep the group doing what they've already been doing, and, you know, adapt and change and evolve and try new things and stuff like that. But, you know, you gotta keep it real and don't try and chase the money, because, you know, while that's not really a bad thing, it tends to kind of end up going a little bit bad, I think. So there you go. Purfles, fantastic. I mean, the song is really, really good. It's absolutely fantastic. And their debut song was good as well. So if you haven't listened to Purfles yet, what are you doing? You should definitely listen to them. We're gonna wrap up my 3 favorites of the week with the long-awaited, I guess you can say, people have been waiting for a very, very long time for the comeback of Big Star, a boy group coming out of Brave Entertainment, which of course, as you probably know, is the company that is run by Brave Brothers, the composer that writes all of the generic pop songs that do really well on the charts. And it's been 2 years since these guys have had a release. This is their 3rd ever mini album, so I don't know what happened, because when the last release they had was about the time that I was getting into K-pop. So I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, this is their debut. They're new to me, right? They may not be new to you, so if you've been waiting for them, if you knew who they were, let me know in the comment box below and tell me how excited you are and how much you love this song, because I know I love this song. This song is fantastic. It's not like mind-blowing, but it is really, really good. And I have to say, I'm not an expert on genres or anything like that, but I do like that R&B sound and all that stuff that this is that comes with this, which is really, really awesome. And I'm not entirely sure if Brave Brothers writes music or composed this song or not, but if he did, then that's proof that he doesn't really write the generic pop songs that he's known for, and people give him crap for constantly for writing songs that are like, yeah, that's pretty enjoyable, but it's not anything crazy, it's not really that good, right? People are tired of hearing Brave sound or Brave Brothers songs. Fact of life. But, you know, with this song, may or may not being, you know, a song that he wrote, it's really, really good. And, you know, I'm glad that these guys have come back and they've released this song, because like I said, while it's not going to be a smash hit, it's not going to burn down the world, it's still a really good song. And I think that it's a good place to, you know, build from their, going on from their 2-year hiatus and continue going with their career and, get bigger and bigger. We'll see how it goes. But again, just because these guys and this song and this, their style of music might not explode in popularity and get them the payday that the company ideally would be looking for, I hope that they stick with it and just keep doing what they're doing, because again, just like with Purfles and Playback, if they keep making good music, people will give them the respect and the attention that they deserve, and you'll have like fans that like them for the good music that they like or that they are making, right? Just overall, man, good music is better than doing whatever visual and stuff you need to do to get the popularity, right? That's my philosophy and my opinion. I appreciate the music more, so I hope that these guys keep making good music, keep putting out the good stuff, even though it's not gonna light the charts on fire and they're gonna be at #1 every single time that they make a release. So there you go. Those are my 3 favorite songs of the week. And I guess the common theme with these is like, I hope that these guys don't ever change what they're doing. Just keep doing it, and I will love you forever, as will a lot of other people. You might not be the biggest in K-pop, but that's not the most important thing, I don't think. At least to me, it's not. The CEO of their various companies might think differently, but we're just gonna have to agree to disagree on that one. So I got a couple more songs that I want to talk about just to highlight real quickly, because there's some things that I want to talk about, or a couple comments I want to say, so let's move into those right now. So we are just about finished with this episode, but I gotta mention 2 more releases before we are done. Number 1 is the comeback from Bad Kids, and they released their previous song before this one was a lot of fun. Maybe it wasn't the best song ever, but it was fun to listen to. The music video was fun to watch, and they're back and they've changed up their style, and I have to say that it is not really for the better. You can say that the song is good, you can say that you like the music video or not, but the overall impression that I get is that they're trying way too hard to be a serious idol girl group, and it just fails, and they don't really pull it off that well. So I wish, honestly, like maybe this group isn't going to be super awesome or very popular, but I hope, again, like they just stuck with what they were doing and putting out, the silly and crazy music videos and songs that they were doing previously, and I would have enjoyed that a lot more than this one. Second, we've got Unicorn, who've made their debut, and I have to say that the song is really, really nice. I like it a lot, but the only thing is that it's not really, quite on the level of my 3 favorites of the week or any other releases of the week. It's just a song that's like, hey, I really like that. That was nice to listen to, and you guys made a pretty decent start to your career. I'll definitely be keeping an eye out on what you're doing and seeing where you go for your first comeback. It's not anything crazy, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It just has to be good, and it was good, and it was enjoyable, but it wasn't anything that's gonna turn me into a super fan of the group. But that's just my taste. Your taste could be differently. Did you like Unicorn? Did you like them? Did you not? Are you like a super fan of them now after you've heard their debut song? I want to know that one, as the answers to that question as well, so put them down in the comment box below. So there you go. Those are just the 2 quick mentions. So that is gonna be it for this video. Before you go though, please follow me, give me a follow on social media. I got Twitter, Instagram, and a bunch of others. I got links to them down in the description box below. Also, you can support me on Patreon to help me go full-time on YouTube to bring you guys bigger and better content just like this. I got a link to that in the description or in these cards here. You just click this little button to pull out some cards, and the Patreon link will be right there for you to click on and see what's up with that. So there you go. That is going to be it for this episode of The Hot Highlight. I do hope that you enjoyed it. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.